Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker. Today, we're gonna be watching this video that's put out by CBC, and they're talking about the rents dropping, specifically in Toronto. It's kind of happening across the board, but they're talking about Toronto. So we're gonna watch this video, and I'm gonna give you my feedback as I watch it, as I've never watched it before. So here we go.
Here's something you don't see too often in Toronto, an offer for a move-in bonus.
Rental prices in the city have been dropping, with some apartments and condos going for hundreds of dollars less than even just a couple of years ago.
I think what really stands out to us is that Toronto's rental market has lost its sense of urgency. So we're no longer seeing people scramble to secure a unit within hours of a listing going up.
It's supply. There's a little bit more supply now because our resale market in condos is flooded. It's really a good thing that the rents have leveled out. I mean, we have a housing crisis, right? We have an affordability crisis when it comes to accommodation in this city.
Yeah, so it talks about like the move-in bonus. We haven't seen so much of that over here, but it kind of makes sense. There are actually apartment buildings itself, like not individual condo unit owners offering these kind of things, but like if you're looking at property managers that own big buildings and stuff like that, they are already offering the 1 month bonus for you guys to move into them. And yeah, it's true, it is really high. And it's not just the rental market that has kind of gone down, it's the overall resale market that has gone down at the same time.
We're no longer seeing people scramble to secure a unit within hours of a listing going up.
It's supply. There's a little bit more supply now because...
It says a little bit more supply, but I think that there's a little bit more than a little bit of supply that's hit the market right now. And yeah, there was a huge scramble, even for rentals. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but not only rentals, we actually had multiple offers on rental properties before. I think the most we had was like 12 offers on a rental property because people were so desperate. And you saw the prices of these rental properties go up like 100 or 200 bucks past the last comp that was only a few days ago. So there was that time that was really going up sky high in terms of rentals.
Our resale market in condos is flooded. It's really a good thing that the rents have leveled out. I mean, we have a housing crisis, right? We have an affordability crisis when it comes to accommodation in this city. So any break that tenants or potential tenants can get, you know, it's going to be great for everybody.
The average one bedroom in downtown.
So the thing is that, yeah, so of course we have an affordability issue, and it's good for the tenants if the prices start to come down. But this is also going to cause an issue for the people that actually own those units, because those units that are coming to the market right now, these guys have bought those in a different context, right? Maybe they bought these units 3, 4, 5 years ago. They expected these units to appreciate in value. They expected the interest rate to be at a certain level, and most importantly, for them to be able to collect X amount of rent. Now, when you're paying more for your like your actual mortgage payment, and you're not getting enough rent for this place, and you didn't see any of the appreciation, and especially in this market here right now, where for the foreseeable future, I don't really think you will see any appreciation in the condo market at this point right now in the 416. It's really hard to even hold on to these units. So let's see what they say.
Toronto right now, according to Live Rent, is around $2,200. That's nearly $400 less than the last rent peak, which was October 2023. There are a number of factors causing this. In addition to a lot of supply, there's also more purpose-built rentals and less demand from international students with new limits on international study permits.
So 2 points there. So yeah, there are more purpose-built rental units that are coming up, and we're seeing this across the board with developers right now. So if we even look at Tribute, I know in Pickering that they have a site that they're building there right now. They've basically done Viewpoint 1 and Viewpoint 2. I think that they still have units available for sale in Viewpoint 2, but there is a space for a third building there, and I don't think that they've quite decided if they're going to be making that a condo building or a rental building. I have a gut feeling based on what I'm looking at right now that they are going to be going the rental building route, a purpose-built rental. And another thing is Center Court, who's doing the Pickering City Center, all the 10 buildings that they're planning on building there at some point, they also have an extension of a company that actually does purpose-built rentals. So while these developers are not busy building condos that they're going to sell to end users, they're actually still busy right now building purpose-built rentals. In fact, I was talking to one of my friends who's a really good electrician, And he's like, we got work, we got so much work, it's unbelievable. I said, buddy, who's buying these things? All these condos have been canceled. He's like, purpose-built rentals. There's a lot of rentals going on. We even did a video not too long ago about one that was built in Pickering, 1475 Whites Road. They built this thing, my estimate was $50–60 million they built it for, and I think they sold it for like $125 million, somewhere around that range. It goes to show you that, hey, there is going to be something happening with this rental thing, especially where we see housing prices and it being tougher for people to get in, and maybe a little bit of, people not being so interested because of the hurdle to kind of get into it, leaning onto the rental market. We kind of see that as being a trend that, hey, there's going to be more renters than we expected than we've seen in the past. So maybe this purpose-built rental thing is going to be a good thing. And the other thing that they mentioned over here is the international students, that going down. Of course, that's going to have an impact on the market. And even when we look at supporting the prices for the condo units themselves, it's like we have a ban on international buyers, right? I don't know, is that still a good thing to have a ban on international buyers when we're trying to get people to suck up this inventory that's not going anywhere? Ultimately, if this inventory is not going anywhere, it's hurting the people's equity position over here that own these properties at the same time.
Also, people have been leaving Toronto in search of more affordable places to live.
Within the GTA, we did see that decrease in rental price, but outside of the GTA actually saw a slight increase. Another factor might be job market uncertainty. So there are early signs of layoffs that are leading many renters to seek, lower cost options. Again, the co-living arrangements, or even moving in with family or roommates.
The Toronto Regional.
So yeah, they're talking about like uncertainty in the market. You're gonna have a job, maybe trying to redo your budget, balance your budget right now, get ahead of that curve kind of thing. And then the other thing also is with the downtown market itself is like, I think we had a lot more people kind of living down there prior to the pandemic because there was a different culture down there. You were there for your corporate job. You were being entertained down there. You had a whole lifestyle that revolved around the core, which just doesn't exist anymore. I'm not a big downtown goer, or I don't hang out there much, but even when I go down there right now, I don't see the same vibe that I used to see when I was visiting the areas there before as well. So I think that now that more remote work is kind of becoming normal, despite the fact that they want to get more people back into the offices, and that could actually start to change things because there are more and more companies that are saying, yeah, tough luck, like we're gonna do 5 days a week back in the office. So that could also change the demand, and if more companies got on board with this, it could change it sooner than later.
The Regional Real Estate Board says they're noting a similar trend in the housing market.
We released our results for April, and we're seeing overall transactions down on a year-over-year basis, whereas listings are up. And so if you're looking to purchase a home, and let's use the example of a renter who is a would-be first-time buyer, if you're looking to vacate your rental accommodation and move into the home ownership market, maybe purchase a condominium apartment, you're benefiting from a lot of choice in the market today. And so you'd have negotiating power.
Now, if you're hoping to get a deal on...
And that is a good point as well, is that these people that were paying the higher amounts in rent, these units that are being closed right now, some of them, like I've mentioned before, they can't even afford to keep them anymore. So they might be actually able to get into the housing market right now and become their, the owner of the place versus being a tenant. So there is a lot of good opportunities with the amount of inventory that's on the market right now. It might start to make sense for some of these people that were renters to become owners at this point.
Experts warn that the winter is a less desirable time to move. And as the weather heats up...
I gotta pause that right there, because experts say that winter is a less desirable time to move. Don't be fooled here, guys. There is no seasonality in the market. There's no spring market, there's no fall market, there's no market, okay? This seasonal market thing hasn't been in effect for like 5 years. Like it's insane. So don't buy into this spring market, fall market, winter's dead. I don't believe any of that stuff.
So does the competition.
And that's what we're seeing right now, a lot of competition for the 1+1 bedrooms and the 2 bedrooms in the $2,300–2,400 range. We're going to get more and more people coming out and saying, okay, this little 450, 500 square foot unit that we're in right now and we're paying like $2,100 for it, we can get something a little bit bigger for the same price. So we're
seeing that. We're actually seeing that right now. So, I have a client right now that has a bit of a smaller unit and it's rented out at like $2,600. and that same person is saying, you know what, I can actually get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath instead of your 1+ den and 1 bathroom for $2,200, $2,300. It's a way better move for them to go over there. Maybe even they're going to go over there and split with somebody else right now and even bring their cost down even more. The other issue I also see is that when we were in this development hype, we started to build these shoebox of condos right now that nobody actually wants. They don't want to buy them. People don't want to rent them based on what's available right now. So that could be a segment that's actually taking a bit more of a hit because nobody wants these 370 or 400 square foot condos anymore. And what we're seeing now is that even people with larger families, they're trying to get like 3 bedrooms. So I can see like maybe the pricing on those things are going to maintain or even go up because we are starting to see more families starting to go into these condos at the same time.
See a lot more activity and people moving up into, units that are a little bit bigger for them for the same price.
Real estate agents like Brown say tenants looking for a new spot should still always be prepared, with the rental application filled out, proof of employment, a credit score, and references.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be prepared for this. And I would also, caution landlords at this point right now is like, hey, be on the lookout for documents that don't make sense, right? There are a lot of people that are trying to, let's call it, fraud for shelter. They're trying to get into the units as well. Single key, I think, is a good program. We leverage it time to time. And that's a good way to kind of help you do some verification about who the tenant is. And for the tenant itself, like you have a lot of options. And I think that at this point right now, you could probably go in and try to even negotiate some of these prices that are a little bit higher and try to be able to get something. But I think overall right now in the GTA, I don't think that we're going to see much of an improvement, especially in that 416 condo market, unless I think the bigger kind of thing over here is if a bunch of these corporations come back together and say, hey, we're doing 5 days a week in the office. I think that might start to help the condo market downtown again. And guess what? Even up here in Pickering, okay, there's a lot of these people that waited in line to buy these townhouses as investors because everyone thought that they were gurus at this time because you had to do nothing except buy a property and it appreciates $100,000 a year, and everyone was a genius investor. Well, I was standing there and I even did a video, it's on my Instagram somewhere, basically filming these people and saying like, I don't understand why these guys are buying these townhouses at $1.2, $1.3 million. It makes absolutely zero sense when the resale place is $1.1 million or $11.50. Like, it makes no sense for me. And these are the same people that are stuck with these units that are trying to close. The builders are suing some of them because they cannot close. And guess what? The people that managed to close, they're all closed roughly around the same time period. So they're all competing to the bottom to rent out this place. We had townhouses that were renting out at $3,500. Right now you can get one for $2,700 because it's a race to the bottom. So it's not just isolated in downtown Toronto, it's happening in suburb areas. And I bet you that more areas that are into manufacturing around Ontario, like Windsor, areas like London, Kitchener, and things like that, I think that you're even gonna see more of an impact on their market as the job scene starts to change a little bit more. I hope you guys found this useful for me to kind of comment on some of these things, but our rental market is kind of shifting all the time. If you guys have a specific question, if you're a landlord or a tenant, trying to figure out what your next move is going to be, my link is going to be below. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to get on a phone call with you guys for 15 minutes and kind of discuss your personal situation. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, guys, remember one thing, get Kabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.